So back in the old days, like the really old days when our parents or grandparents were alive, let me tell you something. There was a song out there that implied about how little things mean a lot. In fact, I believe that might have been the exact name of the tune. I'm not positive, but if you listen to the tune, very lovely lyrics, very sweet, very kind thoughts and wonderful expressions in the lyrics of that old tune. It got me to thinking about how little actions really do mean a lot. Now, of course, obviously, in the sense of being kind gestures, thoughtfulness, yes, absolutely. But today we're going to talk about how little actions really do mean a lot in the money keeping arena. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Jan. Welcome to another episode on this channel, the Save Money More Jan channel. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're having a nice, leisurely kind of weekend morning, kind of Sunday morning, just like like when you're not necessarily jumping out of bed, you just slow crawl out of bed, and kind of a nice little slow walk over to your own coffee maker, having your own leisurely cup of coffee for a fraction of the cost. And it's actions like that that do add up. Not spending the $2 or $3, but also just being able to take that extra time that you might have been spending sitting in the car or waiting on a line, where you could just like chill out a little bit and just like kick back and just enjoy the slower pace that it is my hope and prayer that everyone has on every blessed Sunday morning. A slower pace, just, this kind of day is designed to rest, actually, in all actuality. But that's for a different show. But today, let's talk about how the little things add up and they could also take away. They could also take away. For every good little habit comes a bad habit sometimes. Sometimes people choose the bad choices over the good choices. And we don't want to do that. Many of us listening are struggling to make ends meet. I mean, let's face it. Let's be real here. Many of us struggling to make ends meet, or we just squeak by. Okay. Some of us only have one income. And I have to say, anyone that's trying to survive on one income is really, really, in my opinion, and I'm just a blabbering person here, and this show is for entertainment purposes, and these are just my thoughts, okay? But in my thought, if a person just has one income, here's the question. It's like walking on eggshells. It really is. What happens if that income goes bye-bye all of a sudden? I hate to start the day thinking that way. But what happens if that one income goes away? Scary, right? So the little actions would be thinking of, well, Jan's right. And you know that in your heart of hearts anyway, that's a very scary place to be. You lose that one source of income. It's like really a bad problem. What are you going to do? Here's the question. What happens next? So in my mind's eye, the thought would be, well, what can I do to generate a second income? And if you think on a tiny basis so you do not get overwhelmed, little actions, right? What can you do on a tiny basis? Because some people, it's hard for them to get their toe back in the water. I say, don't just jump in the lake, okay, like that. No, put your toe in the water first. Can you deal with that? Then put the rest of your foot. Oh, it feels pretty good. Then you want to take your second foot, and oh boy, the 2 feet in the water. This water feels so refreshing on a hot day. And then you realize, like, this is good. I like this. This is actually okay. All right. So it's the little actions. What kind of thing could you do? Maybe a few hours a week on your own. Never say you can never be employed. Self employment is employment. Let me remind this. I know I've said it in the past, but it's the truth. Self employment is employment. Okay. So you are the CFO of you and you want to become self employed. Find something that thoroughly you enjoy doing. You enjoy doing it. You only have to do it a few hours a week to build up a second stream of an income. Things don't happen overnight, but if you never start, then what? So it's a scary place to be. That's just one thing. Little actions really do add up. Let's talk about cooking and eating dinner from home or lunch or whatever. Eating from home, cooking from home, I'll tell you the truth, it is a huge difference in savings. It is even today, yeah, but the grocery prices, it's still less costly to eat from home, to cook meals from home. Okay. I just found a very interesting recipe. Mind you, I am not a vegan. I am not one of those, vegetarians. I will eat meat, not a lot, because I don't want to, because I don't love it. I eat it. I like meat. I don't love meat. What? Did you say that, John? Yes. I like meat. I don't love meat, but I will eat meat. I don't eat a lot of meat. Okay. So for me, if I eat meat, maybe maximum 2 times a week, the rest of the week would be like eggs or maybe like tuna or something of that nature, but not red meat. Certainly not red meat. Red meat has now become on the bottom of my list for too many reasons. I just don't crave it anymore. Too many reasons. Whatever. We change. We get older. So, but that's another show. However, on purpose to conscientiously make meat not the star of the show has cut down my grocery bill significantly. I stumbled across an interesting recipe about making a meatless meatloaf. You're probably saying, what on earth is in it? But guess what's in there? Oats. Oats are in it. Oats, eggs, vegetables, cheese. It's really, really easy to make. It's really delicious to make. And yeah, if I could find that video and add it to the description, you will just fall in love with it. I have to find that video. I know you will enjoy it. I did make it. It's quite good. And all the ingredients are things that 9 out of 10 you have in your pantry. Don't you just love working with things that commonly are in your pantry? Like things like eggs, things like oats, things like you need, I believe, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Uh, Vegetables. It's so delicious. Parmesan cheese. It's really quite good. I have to find that video for you. It's like a must. I must find that video. But that's a little action. Making a meal or two during the week on purpose that does not require meat. Now you're getting a ton of protein. You're giving your family a ton of protein, and it's delicious and easy to make. And what I did when I made mine, I took my loaf pan and I lined my loaf pan with aluminum foil. So I had zero cleanup. On top of everything else, I had zero cleanup. Imagine? Yeah, yeah, yeah. There are ways and there are ways. The little things. It's the little things that really do mean a lot and really do add up a lot. So let's say that on purpose you took 3 nights out of the week where you ate non-meat dinners. One night could be a pizza night. One night could be a spaghetti night. One night could be a rice night with some other thing that is not meat. 3 nights out of 4, no meat. You're saving a bundle of money on your grocery bill. You are. You are. And you take that savings and do as you wish with it, but you have saved it. Little things, little actions, little steps, not earth shattering changes. Not earth shattering changes here, just little bits of swap outs, little bits of creativities, and who knows, it might break out from the boredom of the humdrum of the stuff that you might have usually made. Think about that. Amazing. All right, everybody, just thought I'd pop in. Little actions really do mean a lot, and they are little actions. It's not earth shattering, but you could save a ton of money. Thanks so much for being here. I really do appreciate everybody's time. Don't forget to come back in the future when at 5 a.m. Remember, as always, to take good care of yourself. If you don't take good care of yourself, how can you possibly take good care of them? You just can't. Have a great day. Super thanks. I'll forever appreciate it. Thank you.